Another World Series game last night, Mason. Did you watch it?
Sure didn't.
Heck no. Sure didn't.
Apparently the Blue Jays
Jays are
2-2,
fighting
right?
back.
Yeah, that's cool, I guess.
This is
for
the
them.
Joe Gaither Show on
They're fighting back.
BamaCentral.com.
Good morning, Tuscaloosa, Internet world, West Alabama. How we doing today on Wednesday? It's Hump Day. Happy Hump Day on the Joe Gaither Show. Bama Central, BamaCentral.com. Hope you and yours are doing well. We're live at the Derry Daniel State Farm Studios on a rainy Wednesday in Tuscaloosa. You guys can check us out. Alabama Central YouTube channel right there on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon, wherever you get your podcasts, you can find the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central. We appreciate each and every one of you for subscribing, rating, reviewing the show. And lots of you are doing that lately. I really appreciate that so much. We are here with our men, Mason Woods and Zach Guffey of Strength Roofing and Siding. We're going to have a lot of fun talking about this Alabama bye week. We're going to get into some topics that are already on the Bama Central website. Katie Wendell writing our cover today. We're going to talk about the toughest opponents left on Alabama's schedule. We'll get Zach Guffey's comments and thoughts on the South Carolina game. Alabama gutting it out 29-22. We'll talk about Frank Wilson, the LSU interim coach. Is he going to be hired full-time? We'll see. We'll talk about a lot of different things here on the Joe Gaither Show. But first, we want to thank and tell you that the program is brought to you by Strength Roofing and Siding. They're backed by 45 years of expertise and over tens of thousands of roof installs and 400 five-star reviews. Strength Roofing and Siding offers our customers the highest quality materials, fast install times, and market-leading extended warranties. Our Tuscaloosa leading roofing expert, Zach Guffey, provides expert residential roof replacement and comprehensive repair service for homeowners across all the greater Tuscaloosa area. So call Zach and his team today at 205-858-9050 for your free roof inspection. I know it's raining today, but Zach will get out to your house, rain or shine, and let you know what's going on with your roof. And with that, so we say good morning, Zach. How we doing, man?
Good morning. Yeah, it's rain. It's rained the past couple of days, and it's a good opportunity. If you see something, say something, right?
Absolutely.
So, yeah, give us a call. We'll gladly come check it out. And I'm here in town every day, so just let me know if you see anything, and we'll be around to check you out.
Absolutely, of course. And so it doesn't matter what kind of roof you have. If you are feeling like, this is smelling a little funky, or there's a spot developing, or, actually, I do have some water, you need to call Strength Roofing and Siding at 205-858-9050. Zach will come check it out. Where you been this week, man?
I've been here this week.
Okay. You want to tell us one or two things about a job you've been doing, just to give us a sense of what you've been up to? You've been up on some ladders?
I have. Yesterday was a busy day, and we were able to help a homeowner with a issue around their chimney. Basically, restore their chimney. It was 6 foot wide, and it was just flat on the backside. So we were able to get them a solution to push water to either side of the chimney to keep it from backing up and splashing and causing a leak. But that's some of the common areas of concern that we'll find where water's coming in, chimneys, pipe penetrations, things like that. And we'll offer like a maintenance restore. If the roof doesn't need a full replacement, we obviously want to give you a reasonable solution as opposed to saying, we just need to replace it. No, that's not always the case.
Yeah, also awesome. So you said chimney. It makes me think of Mary Poppins. How many chimneys are you seeing around town? Because I don't have a chimney in my home, and the last home that I owned had a chimney, but it was sealed. Mm-hmm. What's the percentage of people still making fires in their homes and with chimneys?
Well, I think there's a different correlation between using chimneys and having chimneys.
Okay.
A lot of these older homes, especially too.
Yes.
A lot of these older homes too, even if it is sealed. I mean, the issue for water coming in to the attic space doesn't matter if it's in use or not. So it's just going to be that those areas around it that can fail over time. So percentage of homes, nothing really new, unless it's the higher end homes are going to have chimneys on them now these days. But most of the ones we go to are going to be some older homes that there are going to be chimneys present. That's one of the first places we look at for water intrusion.
I got a friend who has a chimney, but I think it's sealed. And every time I go to their house, I hear birds chirping. And he says, I got birds that live in there. And I said, well, why don't you deal with that? And he said, well, my young daughter doesn't want me to get rid of them. My young daughter feels for them. my young daughter gives me the guilt trip. You can't get rid of him, Daddy. You can't get rid of him. And I thought, well, you're a better dad than I can imagine right there.
I could see it happening.
So absolutely. So you guys want to call Zach Guffey and Strength Roofing and Siding at 205-858-9050. We'll get his thoughts on the South Carolina game in just a moment, but we first have to say good morning and hello to Mason Woods. How we doing, man?
Doing good this morning.
You take your boat into the studio?
Yeah, I did. Had to get the whole rain gear out. You know, the yellow suit and everything. Had my hat on to brave this terrible weather. But no, we're here ready to talk about I guess get into LSU a little bit. Talk about South Carolina maybe a bit more. The closer we get to this LSU game, the more and more concerned I am about it.
Yeah, I think you should be, because there's like a lot of mystery and they're still a talented team. And when you think about the things that have plagued this coaching staff, it has been mystery, unknown. This coaching staff now, obviously, I mean, I think the Vanderbilt tape was out there a little bit last year, and do think the Oklahoma tape was out there a little bit last year. But this Florida State loss, 16 new starters on both sides of the ball, 2 new coordinators, You got to figure it out on the fly. Oh, and you're getting punched in the mouth in front of a hostile environment. Now, the hostile environment won't be there. The environment will be on your side next Saturday night. But I do think there's some mystery to be had, so we'll get right into it. But we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. I got your thoughts on the South Carolina game yesterday. If everybody wants to check out Mason Woods, you can on the Tuesday edition of the Joe Gaither Show. We talked about his thoughts on the South Carolina game. I got Theo's thoughts on Monday. He and I went an hour and a half talking about the South Carolina game. So Zach Guffey, I know you had a busy day on Saturday. What did you get to see of the game? What did you think about Alabama's win, staying unbeaten in SEC play?
Well, I'll keep it concise. And as we know, you're going to have to win games like this. You're going to have to win games in this fashion. They're not all going to be simple layups, cakewalks. I think that's one of the best things that could happen also, too. It just shows resiliency, shows character, shows who this team is, to make plays when it matters, to fight back, especially causing that fumble when South Carolina's driving and possibly could kick the game-winning field goal. So it's like you got to win some dirty ones, right? And it tells a little bit about who you are, gives you confidence, and gives you something to build on. It also gives you drive to make sure you're not in that position again. But you're going to have to win some dirty ones, and we figured out a way to win the game. And I thought it was brilliant, and I mean, I'm sure you talked about it, but Ryan Grubb in his bag on that two-play conversion call, nasty.
Yeah, that was, crazy. What were you thinking when Daniel Hill takes the snap, hands it off, and just all the moving parts?
I was like, surely something's going to happen here, right? Like, I don't think they'd be doing it unless they felt really confident in it. Yeah, I was holding my breath for sure.
How many times do we think they've practiced that play?
I think they practice it fairly often.
I do. That's what I'm saying. I think it's like every practice. Hey, we've got 10 minutes here at the end of practice. We're running a couple 2-point plays.
Yep. These are our gotta-have 2-point plays. Mm-hmm. Like, what's going to be the thing that's going to be the most confusing, but also the safest?
Yeah.
So I think they probably rank them, if I had to guess.
And Coach DeBoer said they got a lot more like them. So we'll see. He said, "Oh, the bag is deep." So we'll see how that goes. And very, very. I mean, when you had to have it after not having a running game the whole day, you go 14 plays, 79 yards, and you just figure it the bleep out. Where, hey, we're down 8. It's now or never. We're sitting up in the press box thinking they're running out of time a little bit, because they ran it all the way down to 2:16. It was like, you better go for 2 right here. You can't kick an extra point and count on the I mean, you could count on the defense ultimately, but like, you didn't want to count on the defense to have to get a stop being down 1. Just gonads on the table right there at that point. And Ty, for being off most a decent portion of the day, got it together. It hit some big throws. Hit a throw to Rico Scott. Hit a throw to Josh Cuevas, and really, I thought stepped up. So Ty was on the Jim Rome show yesterday.
Yes,
and Zach, he said that the entire day, the South Carolina, the entire game, they didn't have any sort of doubts. They didn't have any sort of, what are we going to do? We're going to lose. Now, a little bit of that might be coach speak, player speak a little bit. But his comments were, we are unbreakable. and he talked about being unbreakable. He said we did X and Y and Z in the summer. The coaches put us through all kinds of trials and tribulations in the summer. We did all kinds of team building exercises. He specifically mentioned bowling in the summer. When you think about it, the leader, I mean, Ty is the best talking quarterback that Alabama has had. In a long time. I'm sorry, Jalen. He's a better talker than you, and same. He's a better talker than Bryce and Tua, because Bryce and Tua were daggum robots up there in front of a microphone. Same with Jalen, a robot. Want to know every day.
Mac was okay.
I don't
would give you some
remember
decent
Mac
stuff every
really.
now and then.
So maybe
I'm
he
just
was.
thinking now. Maybe I'm thinking more of his time in the NFL now, where he's been a little more of a character in front of the media. Maybe it wasn't quite that way at Alabama. I'm misremembering it a touch potentially, but yeah, I don't know. Ty is the most, I don't know, likable is probably the wrong word, because I have liked all of the quarterbacks, but yes, relatable. Like, I just feel like he's a guy you can hang out with. Like, he seems.
That might be a little top down, trickle down effect too.
Okay, yeah.
Being allowed to kind of show personality.
Oh, you're probably right. You're probably right.
Too.
You're probably right. Referring to Deborah
Sure.
instead of Saban. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're probably right. What do you make of Ty Simpson saying we are unbreakable? We've gone through the trials, and this team is unbreakable. We didn't have any doubts on Saturday, because I think the Alabama fan base, if they're honest with themselves, started to have some doubts about the middle of the third quarter. They kicked that field goal, go up 15-14, and then the doubts really creeped in when you get the bad call on the muff punt.
Well, the fan base don't have the pads on. And what he said is everything that you would want them to say. You would want them to believe wholeheartedly, right? Obviously, you got to be practical and understand, oh crap, we might be in a pickle here, if something doesn't happen, or if we don't get the 2-point conversion. But, obviously you want that mindset of, you want to manifest that everything's going to be fine and everything, you're going to figure it out. And so far, it's coming to fruition. So it's only going to build that confidence to have that mindset and mentality. It's everything that you want, and obviously, yeah, coach's kid. We've gone through the whole gamut of who Ty is and how he's going to say things, but also at the same time, that's who you want echoing those ideas to the sideline, so that people don't have doubts come in or second guess themselves and get out there and just play, because they know that if they do what they're supposed to, that it's going to work out.
You know who didn't have a doubt?
Who's that?
President Donald J. Trump.
Hey, that's what I heard.
Apparently,
that's what I heard.
Apparently, what I mean, I just saw scrolling through the clips. He was he's abroad at the moment, and said, "Oh, roll Tide."
Yeah, just
off the cuff.
Yeah, that's out there this morning.
I mean,
many shares.
Exactly, that's the daggum truth. He is a viral clip. Viral clip. What do you call it? He's one for a viral clip. And so I thought that. Well, I did think that was interesting, honestly. That. I guess you're paying attention to Alabama. Oh, tough game. Didn't think that you didn't know.
He's a sports fan. I mean, that's like the most relatable thing about him, I guess, is that he's a sports fan.
Roll Tide.
Yeah.
Roll Tide. Do you think the audience, because he's in Asia, right? Japan?
That's what
Japan, China? I'm not sure, because that's how much I'm paying attention to it. I just want to, but do you think the audience, do you think it landed at all with the audience, or do you think it was just for us?
There was some callback from the audience.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it sounded like I saw the clip like right before y'all both walked in. I'm watching it, and he kind of says something Alabama a lot, and you kind of hear like a little bit of a groan from the audience, like and then he lets out the Roll Tide, and the Alabama fans kind of get loud at that moment.
Okay,
you hear a little bit of cheering.
Well, all right, Roll Tide to you, President Donald J. Trump. Awesome.
I think the South Carolina game felt a little bit like Florida State in a way where it was just a team that you didn't necessarily expect to punch you in the mouth like they did. But this is a chance, this is a situation where Alabama responded the way that we needed to see them respond, the way that they did not respond against Florida State. And that just tells me a lot about where this team's chemistry, this team's makeup right now compared to where they were week one. I know that everyone wants to continue to bring that game up, and then they'll bring up, oh, well, South Carolina was bad anyway. It's like, it's kind of beside the point. I think that I don't know, that just really throughout the game, I just kept thinking like, man, this feels like that Florida State game. Hostile environment on the road, quarterbacks kind of, doing some things to you that you can't really stop. but how they responded, that was it was exactly what I wanted to see from Alabama. I feel we're good about this team.
Mm-hmm.
Bring up the Florida State game every single day.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, you should, because like if South Carolina doesn't go your way, if you lose 22-14 because
You're
you can't
out.
get the end zone, or 22-21 because you don't, or 22-20 because you don't make your 2-point conversion, like the online noise, the college football discourse, the college football playoff committee, the ESPNs of the world are all gonna, well, I guess the Florida State, I guess they're not the team
Caleb
that
DeBoer does it again.
Right, and they're gonna go back and talk about how bad Wisconsin is. Well, that win doesn't really matter because
Yep.
Wisconsin's so bad. Your non-conference schedule. Look at your non-conference schedule. It's Wisconsin, it's ULM, it's Eastern Illinois, and Florida State. So you got 4 bad teams on there. You lost to one of them. As soon as you let down, that we can't trust this team. I think the win over there raises the trust level by 2 or 3 notches in this team, that when it gets hairy, they're gonna find a way to win, Zach.
And like I said earlier, that's you're going to have to win games like that if you want to
Mhm.
put together a season that's going to be memorable,
Mhm.
right? So you got to win some sloppy ones. You got to get out of the fire a little bit. You've got to find a way to win, and that's been kind of the instance. You can find a example for each of the most successful years we've had. That there was a win that was looking rough, and there was a game that was questionable towards the end. You found a way to win, right? So.
Let me get your thoughts on something that happened on Sunday with this team. If you're following online, you saw on Sunday these guys get back, and it's the start of a bye week. So you think maybe they're going to go do the movies, they're going to go with their girlfriends, go back home, whatever the case. Because they were off Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. They are back at practice today for the first time. And usually the program does practice on Sunday. It's a funky schedule. They usually do Sunday practice, Monday off, Tuesday, Wednesday get started on the next game week. But bye week schedule is off on Sunday, off on Monday, off on Tuesday, and then get things started. Zach, did you see you had Jeremy Bernard, you had Wilkin Formby, you had Ty Simpson, you had William Sanders, at least off the top of my head. I can't think of anybody else. Tim Keenan. Yes. Good. Tim Keenan was involved as well in Bryant-Denny Stadium, hosting a student worship night, calling it Audience of One. Got a band up there playing contemporary worship, and all those guys got up there and basically told their testimonies, trying to encourage the student body that was in attendance. Well, I mean, I think that's pretty unique.
I agree. And I mean, it kind of goes back to the character of these kids, and regardless of your fandom and things like that, or if you get up and down and think you have opinions of who they are and what they're doing, let's look at them as humans first, and get behind the fact that they have that kind of high standing of character that they want to put on this event for others and outreach and give their testimony, just so other people can hear the good news that they want to share. And so, more power to them. I mean, I think a lot of respect gained for them from fans of them, or people that aren't even fans, right? So, really proud of them for doing that. I know Jeremy's pretty outspoken about his faith and things of that nature. So I'm glad to see that others are kind of coming on board and supporting him, and also sharing what they have behind them as well. So really great to see.
Yeah, to do it in the stadium too is very I think telling. I mean, Ty basically goes out there and says, "Oh, I had to learn to be a Christian that I was a Christian first before I was a football player." That's one of the big lines that's coming out right now from this event. And you had it packed pretty well. I think it was in the zone. You had it packed pretty well with students. And whether I'm sorry if you're watching this and you're like, this isn't straight football. No, but it is football as well. But I think it speaks volumes of these guys. Character of who they are. Of course they're trying to win the games, but I think that they're really trying to be good men as well. And you said it a minute ago, top down. Not that I don't think Coach Saban cared about this, but everything that I've heard from Coach DeBoer in the last year and a half and almost now 2 is about influencing these guys to be the best men that they can be. And I think whether you lost that South Carolina game or not, obviously you can be disappointed if they lost the game. That's fair, certainly. But if they win or lose next week against LSU or Auburn or Oklahoma or whatever, I think you should be proud of this program and the direction it's heading.
100%. And I think it's great that the university and the athletic department is supporting them and doing this and helping them with the resources to put this event on. And kudos to them, whoever's idea it was totally. But to flesh that out and get the support of the program and the athletic department, I think it's great to see.
All right.
Yeah. Just to your point, like, it's not like it was just a quickly thrown together, hey, everybody, let's meet at Bryant. Like, there was a lot of logistics that went into this that I'm sure the guys that were there speaking probably had a lot to do with, probably had to convince a lot of people to let them do this. And like, it's obvious that they really cared about, putting this event on and making sure that it happened. And it's nice to see. And it's just one more thing that continues to unify this football team. And I'm here for it.
All right, we're hanging out with Zach Guffey of Strength Roofing and Siding. Call him at 205-858-9050 for all of your all of your roofing and siding needs. If you got a problem with your roof, or if you think you got a problem, or if you're just worried about it, call Zach at 205-858-9050. He'll come check it out, let you know if your roof's good for a couple more years, or you got 10 more years in it, you just got a problem spot or whatever, or if you need a whole new roof, they will work with you and they'll work with your insurance company to make sure that you have peace of mind and you're taken care of. Zach, as we keep growing on the program and getting to some of the real stuff, we're going to look at Bama Central's cover this morning. Katie Wyndham on the last bye week ranked Alabama's schedule from toughest opponent to least toughest opponent. She has retaken up that task because it's the second bye week. Praise the Lord for 2 bye weeks in a season. Greatest change in college football over the last 5 years. And so I want to get your perspective on this. Okay, so Katie, from 4-1, obviously Eastern Illinois, number 4. She puts LSU 3, Auburn 2, Oklahoma 1. So obviously we're not really caring about that Eastern Illinois game. It's default number 4. Why don't you rank the toughest opponents that Alabama has left on its schedule with these 3 massive SEC games that are going into November?
I may be putting the cart before the horse, but depending on when this was written,
this morning.
Okay. I'd consider putting LSU on.
I am with you. Go ahead. I don't want to step on you. Go ahead.
I mean, no, it's we have no idea who they're going to be now. And historically speaking, somehow teams get galvanized and play way above what they've seen the week after their coach gets fired. Whether they're playing for each other, playing for the coaching staff who they thought might have been mistreated, mishandled, etc. It's You never can tell or expect what the team is going to do the week after a coach gets dismissed, and it's always a wild card. And then you got the fact that it's a team full of LSU players that are going to be unleashed to just play without almost any repercussions or any concerns. Like they're just going to go out there and play, and that's concerning.
Amazing.
This was not our favorite coach got fired and we're all angry.
You ever had a teacher that you hated in a subject that you kind of liked, but whatever, and you just tanked I'm not turning in my homework. I'm not studying for the test. But the second the teacher is out for a week or, has something happened, the semester changes over and you take the same math course with a new teacher, you're like, this teacher's awesome. I'm turning in my homework. I'm motivated to learn. This Frank Wilson guy seems like that substitute teacher that gets it, the program. I'm with you, Zach. Number 1 is probably LSU. Keep going. 2 and 3.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Oklahoma's ranked. We kind of saw the Ole Miss game went down. With last year, we have the revenge factor built into that. I mean, I'm going LSU, Auburn, Oklahoma, Eastern Illinois. Because obviously, freeze with cheese. Never know what's going to happen in the Auburn game. And
he's trying to save his job.
That'll be when Deuce Knight shows up.
Yeah,
they'll unleash Deuce Knight on Alabama.
Yeah, the running back we brought back into the program,
Oh yeah, exactly. Yes,
Cam Coleman will have 250 yards. But.
And so Frank Wilson's trying to get the full-time job by beating Alabama with LSU. Hugh's trying to save his job, and Brent Venables is almost at that point too. But But I think I like your ranking. LSU 1, Auburn 2, Oklahoma 3. I think you could make an argument for Auburn 1. I'm sorry, Miss Katie. I think you're really great, and I think you're really smart. But I don't think Oklahoma is the toughest team left on this schedule, just circumstantially.
Let's bring it back. Sorry, Mason. Let's bring it back around. What's old is new again.
Mhm.
I mean, the Alabama game is the litmus test for every coach, every program in the country. Seems like again, and same soup just reheated.
Golly, I think it's dangerous. Going over to Auburn, having LSU motivated, find their motivation again. And look, they're still going to have some flaws, but I think this coaching staff just the Alabama coaching staff just got a much tougher test because they've got to go find these offensive coordinators and find Frank Wilson's tape at UTSA and find, all these tendencies and stuff. And it's just going to be a nightmare to prepare for this LSU team.
And maybe Garrett Nussmeier is that preseason Heisman quarterback
Ugh.
all of a sudden.
Oh, they're talking about maybe even not even using a different quarterback altogether, which is another aspect that just makes me.
He got banged up pretty bad in that Texas A&M game. It felt like every play Garrett Nussmeier was on the. It was Zach Mettenberger against Alabama. That was him against Texas A&M. He was just getting demolished back there. So that gives me.
Is this Joe Juwan Johnson or is this Harlan Berry? I think it's Joe Juwan Johnson. Is the. No. Michael Van Buren.
Put Van Buren in.
Michael Van Buren.
Because there's clips of him coming off the sideline, having a conversation, getting mad at Brian Kelly for pulling him for Van Buren. So
okay, all right. Michael Van Buren from Mississippi State, transferred in from Mississippi State. He's right here, 13 of 16 already on the year, 172 yards, 2 touchdowns. Ran the ball 23 yards and a touchdown as well. Oh, great! A dual threat joker coming into a dual threat guy coming into town. Give me a break. Where's the antifreeze?
That's your hardest. I'm with you on Oklahoma. I'm not buying Oklahoma being that tough. I think they're a little broken after that Texas game. I think John Mateer's hand still is not quite healed. He doesn't seem to be healthy when he's playing. They looked better against Ole Miss, but to hear Reynolds say it, I guess they were the better team, but the score did not reflect that. Lane Kiffin absolutely demolished
roasted him so bad.
That was so good.
I guess they were the better team when we beat them in the national championship game too.
Yeah, Lane was in his bag, trash talking the player on the sideline.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So I'm not buying Oklahoma. I mean, I think they're a fine team. They'll be a bowl team. They'll probably be in a pretty good bowl game. But I'm not buying them as being the hardest team remaining on the schedule. I'm with you on LSU. This is the most motivated you have seen this LSU team since before Brian Kelly was hired, probably, because no one liked him from the moment he stepped on campus, and I think it was pretty abundantly clear. So, yeah, I am concerned about that. You mentioned the interim coach. He's been there previously, I think, 2010 to 2015, right at like the peak of LSU, basically, post-Saban. Their second kind of peak after Saban won championships. Oh man, everything about this game concerns me because, like so many points that you said, you just don't know how to prepare for it. You have no idea what they're going to do, and it's just
tough. Zach, I know you got to run to an appointment. He's going to go fix somebody's roof or check somebody's roof out. Why don't you tell everybody maybe a little about this appointment, just without naming names, and just how they can get in contact with you?
Yeah, this one's a little unique. We got a customer that's in the process of selling their home, and the purchaser wants to have it looked at and replaced. So they're going to work out a deal to have the roof replaced and put it into escrow for the home sale so that the payment for the roof comes out of proceeds. Basically just going out and giving a report and a health of life just to see, what our estimation is on how much time is remaining and if it does in fact need replaced, kind of what came back on the inspection report. So just going out there and getting an expert opinion and writing up a quote to put it into the process for negotiation for the home transaction. So we deal a lot with that with real estate partners, referral partners like that. And this one is just a internet lead that came in, so it didn't actually come. I had one 2 days ago from one of our real estate partners. Same kind of thing where a home had an inspection report come back and had concerns about the roof. Went out and inspected it, provided a full detailed inspection report, and they're going to work on getting the roof replacement put into their closing documents and negotiations.
That's cool. So I know I got a lot of realtors that follow me and watch the show. If you are looking for a roofing company for your clients, call Strength Roofing and Siding, 205-858-9050. Zach will come help you make your sale.
That's right. Get it over the finish line. you're down to the 1 yard line. Let me be Caden Proctor.
There you
Across the goal
go.
line, right?
That's right. That's right. Zach, I appreciate your time, man. Love you
Thanks,
so
dude.
much.
Yeah,
We're
dude.
going to see you next week before this LSU game. And I know you're going to go out about 10, 15 more roofs in the meantime.
That's it. And I'll give you the success stories only.
There you go. Exactly. That's right. That's what we want right here on the Joe Gaither Show. It's Zach Guffey of Strength Roofing and Siding. We really, really appreciate him hanging out with us. Call him 205-858-9050. He's going to be out to your house. He's going to let you know how your roof is doing, let you know if you need a replacement, just a small repair, or if you're good. Look, if you just call him, it doesn't mean that you're buying a roof. It doesn't mean that you're committed to making some big old change in your house. It will give you some peace of mind. So I really, really appreciate Zach Guffey, and I know that he's going to go out on this rainy day, so it doesn't really matter what the weather is. They're going to get out and see you guys at Strength Roofing and Siding. They're going to come find you in Alabama or in Mississippi. So we appreciate those guys so much for sponsoring the program. I really encourage you to call them. You can find their website. It's in our show story each and every day. Strength Roofing and Siding. I want to make sure that of what it is. Strength Roofing and Siding, what their website actually is. My Google is doing something so funny. Strength Roofing. There we go. My Google, I guess I'm hitting a different button and it's bringing up this little side tab.
I hate that tab.
It's bringing up, it's just strengthroofingandsiding.com. Perfect. I didn't want to say that without it being right, but that's just all it is. Strengthroofingandsiding.com. You can check them out. Call them at 205-858-9050 today, and they'll come check you out. All right, Mason.
That little resume browsing tab on Google Chrome is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yes.
It drives me up a wall because doing recruiting, you are writing about the same recruits pretty often. So you're pulling up the same pages that you've spent time on many, many times before. And almost every time you type in the name, enter, and then here it comes with that little side tab. And it's like, it's completely useless to me. Just give me, that drives me insane.
Tell me about this.
No way to turn it off either.
Tell me about this Vanderbilt recruit, the wide receiver that went to my school. Tabito.
Yeah.
He tore up NBA this weekend.
He sure did.
Sorry, Clark Lee. Clark Lee, NBA guy.
Yeah. I mean, really good
Taylor
player.
Green, not Taylor, Marcel Reed at Texas A&M, NBA.
Hey, I've been talking down on Tennessee high school football, but maybe I'm wrong.
Certain areas it's pretty good. So, but as a whole, I think you're probably about right.
But yeah, I mean, a good player. I think he's about 5'10", 175, 185, something like that. A real fast guy, can stretch the field, can, make guys miss underneath. I mean, I think he should be a 4-star personally. The production isn't exactly like eye-popping, but he kind of he may not be like the most consistent, but he has a few like really incredible performances throughout the year. So like you just see it. And I think you pair him up with an offense that's probably not a high school offense, and he's doing it a little more consistently, if I had to guess. So I think Vanderbilt has some dogs in that class. They're all 3-stars, but man, they are seemingly some pretty good players.
Everybody's saying, as soon as Pavia leaves, they're going to go back in the tank.
I don't believe that to be the case.
I don't either. I think they're going to find themselves a quarterback, whether it's flipping Jared Curtis, which is extremely unlikely to me.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening.
They'll find themselves and they got they got what? Will Weeks? That's not his name. Muschamp. They've got Whit Muschamp, right? Is on their roster. Came from Baylor High School in Chattanooga. They've got a Macaulay quarterback on their roster as well, which I'm a little biased with thinking that those two guys will be good. But they've at least got two young quarterbacks on the roster right now. Maybe they'll be terrible. Maybe they'll be good. But I think
a quarterback in the 26th class and a really, really good one in the 27 class, I think.
Okay, perfect. So like Clark Lee's building a monster.
Yeah,
it's a slow build.
He has done a good job, seemingly at least. We'll see what happens with Jared Curtis.
Sure,
but he's done a pretty good job of definitely locking down the best areas of Tennessee. It seems like I think a lot of good prospects in the state are at minimum considering Vanderbilt as like one of their finalists when it gets down to it.
That's all you got to start with.
Yeah, I mean that's. When it gets down to that, it's a crapshoot anyway. What these kids are going to pick, like if you're a finalist, you're doing pretty good. And yeah, I mean, they're up to 23 commits now in the 26 class, only one in the 27, but it's early. They're doing all the right things to build a good football program. It is not, it doesn't just feel like it's a fluke year.
Yeah, I think that, obviously Pavia gets all the attention,
sure.
and he's kind of, I think he's accepted. I'm the lightning rod of this
Yes.
program. Y'all send me all the hate.
Yeah.
I'll be out in front.
Yeah, nobody's hating on Cedric Alexander.
Right.
Or whatever. Nobody's hating on
Martell Hyde.
Yeah,
Martell Hyde. You got the tight end who number 9. Oh gosh, Eli Stowers.
Yes,
Eli Stowers.
Thank you. Which, oh my lord, I saw.
He's a monster.
Yeah, I saw some draft guy this weekend saying he was like a 3rd or 4th round pick, and it was like, are you insane? I know that
he's getting drafted at 24.
Is not the most insane this season. He's not like he's a. I don't even know. I don't know what the stats are exactly, but I don't think he's a.
He might be early
anything.
second round.
But yeah, that's my thing. Is like he's a day 2 at the latest.
Yeah, early second round is probably where. So that puts him in. I'm gonna say he's picked by pick 42.
Yeah, probably. I would say for sure.
Yeah, so the
first crazy
within the first 10 picks of the second round, and maybe earlier.
They got some good pieces on that football team, and like you said though, Pavia has accepted his role as the face of the program.
Right, and you've got him just give me all your hate, and Clark Lee's behind him just building. Oh, you want to come to Vanderbilt? You want to come to Vanderbilt? You want to come to Vanderbilt?
Yep.
Oh, you know what our endowment is? Do you need some NIL money? We've got a pretty good endowment.
I got to talk with an offensive tackle yesterday, a 2027 kid, 6'6", 300 pounds.
Oh,
future Caden Proctor type?
Maybe.
We'll see. He's unranked currently, but I do not think that will last very long.
Watch out.
They're making these kids bigger and bigger.
Follow Mason Woods, MA_Woods_ on the Twitter machine. His Twitter is a fire hose of recruiting for Alabama. Alabama first, guys. Come on now. Follow him for Alabama. For Alabama news, Vanderbilt, Missouri, and Boston College. A fire hose following what those 4 programs are doing on the football and basketball, and a little bit of baseball side of things as well. Yeah. So follow Mason Woods at MA_Woods_ on the Twitter machine. We want to remind everybody that we are live in the Derek Daniel State Farm Studios. Like a good neighbor, Derek Daniel is there. You can call Derek for all of your insurance needs at 205-758-3391. He has updated his Comicron, his marquee sign out in the front. He did have the 6-7 up there to kind of get the kids in and troll the olds, but now he's got the call him for my Hizzle insurance, because hitting me up for late 90s Snoop Dogg's reference there. So call him at 205-758-3391. He took care of my Hizzle in the summer. He can take care of yours as well with you if you update your homeowner's insurance. And look, I'm sure that he'll get to working with your roofing company as well. If you got some roofing issues, call Derek 205-758-3391. Like a good neighbor, Derek Daniel is there. He's got Lane, Red, and Bobby upstairs right now. He just hired Lane and Bobby, so they're the newbies, but Red will take care of you. Red knows everything in that office, and Derek Daniel is running things right above us, right here off of McFarland Boulevard. We appreciate them having us in the house off of McFarland Boulevard. Call them today for all your insurance needs. 205-758-3391. All right, let's keep talking about Frank Wilson here.
It's perfect because I just saw something that's pretty wild. Of the top 6 candidates that LSU would potentially want to replace Brian Kelly, 4 of them are all represented by Jimmy Sexton.
Jimmy Sexton. I have an inappropriate comment about Jimmy Sexton. He's ruining college football. He's ruined college football.
Thank you. Yeah. Yes, he has.
I don't know. My thoughts are more extreme than that, but he's ruined it.
I don't know exactly like what you do or what you should have done to have stopped this from happening, but he has gotten entirely too powerful with the, acquisitions of clients and things like he should never have been allowed to have 8 of the top 15 coaching candidates as clients in the country.
He's got 14 of the 16 SEC coaches.
Like, he should have never been allowed to do that. There should have been some sort of governing body, whether it was the NCAA, whether it was the SEC, whoever it was, that stepped in and said, "Hey, we can't let this happen."
In 14 of the 16 SEC coaches, he's whispering to ADs.
Yes, it's every offseason.
Your guy's going to get another job.
Your
guy's going to get that Florida job. Yeah, hey, my client, your client, your guy's getting that Florida. You might as well give him a raise right now to keep him from going to Florida, to keep him going to LSU, to keep him going to Penn State.
And they've got these programs handcuffed because I was thinking about it, and it's like, well, why don't they just do the NFL thing and everybody colludes and says, we're not going to do that. We're not going to sign these exorbitant deals anymore. Well, it's like, okay, you can just lose in football. They're not going to do that. They won't do that. So it's crazy. He knows that he has these universities by the throat.
If you're LSU,
And they
do
can
you
do whatever they want?
I got a buddy who I love who has let me know that the age of the unicorn coach is over, and basically said that if you're LSU, you need to hire just random coordinator X, Y, or Z for cheap money,
Yeah.
and take all your money into NIL and into other resources and into marketing, and just keep churning these random coordinator XYZs out until you find a guy who can,
Who is the one?
right. Instead of, because how much money, bro, I saw Brian Kelly $20K a day or something like that.
I don't hate that.
I didn't
That
refute
plan.
him. I didn't refute him, but I thought they're not going to do that.
They won't do that because they lose entirely.
They don't have enough guts for it.
Yeah, they don't have the gall to do that. But it's kind of the way to do it now, right?
Well, because everybody's chasing. We want Nick Saban. We want.
It's not going to happen.
And not Nick himself, but like
yes.
the next Nick Saban.
Not gonna happen.
We want somebody who's going to run the program, CEO, who's going to whip everybody into shape and win all these games and recruit his tail off and work 140 hours a week. Whatever the case may be.
Signetti.
Hey, well, Indiana's paying for it. Indiana bucked up the money for it.
Talking to a friend of mine the other day, who do you think's going to get Kurt Signetti? I said, nobody. He's not leaving Indiana.
Not anymore.
There's not a chance he leaves.
That's why they reworked the contract.
He is getting paid, $13 million a year to coach somewhere that has zero expectations. He could go 0-12 next year, and he's still keeping that job.
Kurt Signetti's agent is not Jimmy Sexton. It's Andrew Golden. So
good
great,
for Andrew Golden.
Great job, Andrew Golden working himself a brand new contract at Indiana earlier in the summer. Let's see, 8 years, $92 million for Kirk Signetti, $93 million, approximately 11.5 a year. So he's set.
Yeah. Why would you ever leave? You have given them more joy in football than those fans have experienced in the entirety of that program's existence.
And he can look himself in the mirror and go, "I did that."
Bingo. It's kind of like the Dabo thing at Clemson. It's like that, and admittedly now it looks like maybe they could be splitting at some point, but forever it was like, why would he ever leave Clemson? That's his baby. And Kurt Signetti in Indiana, that's his baby. Like, he's not leaving. So yeah, man.
So yesterday, Frank Wilson's up on the press on the podium on the diocese, and given the state of the program and how much he's appreciative of the opportunity, and I'm a Louisiana guy, and it means so much. And first thing I'll ask you about is guys like Ryan Clark, and Ryan Clark specifically going onto the Twitter machine saying the church doors are back open, and it's like, okay, guy, calm down just a little bit. But apparently, Brian Kelly was all these alums, they can't come back. They can't be here. And on day number 1, Frank Wilson says, all you alums, y'all come in here and open door policy, yeah. It seems like. I know that Coach DeBoer has pretty much carried through the Saban open door policy. Yeah. I don't know if it's exactly 1-to-1, exactly the same, but it seems pretty close.
You
at
see
least
a whole lot of former players
right
around.
What do you make of these former LSU players really rallying online and being like, oh, Frank Wilson, the culture's back, everything's LSU, go Tigers?
It just continues to show that Brian Kelly was never a good fit there. I don't know who made that decision. I do know who made that decision. It was the guy from Texas A&M that had also hired Jimbo Fisher, and
Scott Woodward.
Paying him still. Don't know how he still has a job. But I just can't fathom how anybody at any point ever thought, oh yeah, that guy's gonna work at LSU. You have to be a specific kind of guy to work at LSU. I don't know.
You got to be born in New Orleans, and you better start. You got to play at Nicholls State, like Frank Wilson was.
Yeah, I think it just shows.
First head coaching job at Perry Walker High School in New Orleans, Louisiana.
He gets it. He just gets it.
Why don't they just hire him?
Because they're dumb, and he's not a splashy name.
If he beats Alabama, they will.
They will. If he beats Alabama, they probably will. And I bet he'll do pretty well there. I don't know that he's going to be like a contender, national champions every year, but I can imagine that someone who understands the culture and the area, everything surrounding LSU will be able to recruit that pretty well, and that's going to win you a lot of football games.
2002 NFL High School Coach of the Year for Louisiana. NFL honors a high school coach in every state. He was honored. Nike Coach of the Year finalist in 2002. This is high school. Yeah. Perry Walker. At Perry Walker, Wilson had 22 players signed Division I scholarships. So pretty good little team. Spent 3 years of assistant at Edna Carr High School from 97 to 2000. Edna Carr High School is in the New Orleans parish. Is one of the parishes in New Orleans. He knows what gumbo tastes like.
Yes, he does. Brian Kelly never did learn. I don't believe he knows what barbecue burn ends tastes like. I'll tell you that much. But the man did not learn what brisket, what crawfish tastes like, what gumbo tastes like. I'm a bit worried about this game. I think this will be, and we talked about it already, but this will be beyond a doubt the most inspired LSU team we've seen in 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, because I think that that first year they beat Alabama, they go for 2, and it was like, oh, we're all still with it. Yep. But I think things started to wear thin. Well,
yeah, you tried out Jaden Daniels the next year. It's like we have a Heisman quarterback, but we can't win football games because the defense is so atrocious.
Oh, the defense was booty cheeks.
And then last season, I don't even remember exactly how it went down, but just underwhelming as usual.
Last year, the defense still wasn't good.
Yeah.
Jalen went crazy in that game.
Right. Yeah.
They could not stop the running quarterback to save their life.
And you tell yourself for 6 months in the offseason, well, Nussmeier wasn't ready. We're back. We'll be back this year.
Because they started hot, and then Nussmeier ran into some real opponents and threw some interceptions.
And here we are. And you are, I don't even, what's their record right now? 4-3 or something like that?
Yes. They won that first game. Let's see. They're 5-3. They're 5-3. They got their rear ends kicked by Texas A&M.
Did you watch any of that?
No, but I'm about to this coming week.
My word. Texas A&M is they're a good football team.
Physical.
That defense.
Right. That worries
you
me.
liked what you saw from Missouri's defense in that overtime period, just dog cussing Auburn. You go watch the clip of.
Oh, I saw that.
Oh, man. Yelling right into Garrett Nussmeier and that offensive tackle's face, like, I'm coming to eat your lunch, buddy. And he just goes out there and does it.
I saw that. What was his name? Let's see. I've got it right here. Defensive end. Was it TJ Searcy? I think it was.
I think it was like number
18.
Yeah.
Or was it? I know they got Torian York as a good inside linebacker, but I think it was TJ Searcy.
Regardless, that defense is disgusting. They do a lot of the things that Bama does not do well against.
We got to get there first.
That's true.
Got to get there first. Oh,
So
what did you make of Frank Wilson? The reason I'm circling it back is he referenced an American tragedy.
Yeah.
I don't know a better way to say it, but Pearl Harbor was just a very, very, very difficult day, a horrible day, a tragic day in America. Sucked us into World War II, but basically said, you guys know, you guys remember when Pearl Harbor happened and they had those sirens, and everybody rallied to the sirens, and everybody rallied around and built things up. Well, yesterday at practice, we put the sirens on, and we got everybody together, and we put the 4s up, and we rallied everybody together, and this team's all together. So, like, a bit of a strange analogy.
Brian Kelly is the Japanese Imperial Army, apparently. That's as I am to understand it, given what he just said to us. And I don't think he's all that wrong, if we're being honest. I think that's essentially the role that Brian Kelly took within this LSU football program of, I am the kamikaze pilot here to destroy everything that was built up through this kind of weird Edward Run era.
Hold that tiger.
They'd love to have him back.
Defensive line coach, they would.
They'd be so happy if he was their coach right now, head coach.
Yeah, but he needs if that happened, he needs some coordinators.
Go get Joe Brady back.
That's right. That's what they need to do. Joe Brady's still at Buffalo,
he's the
right?
Titans. Let him coach the Titans.
Tighten up.
I'll take him on the Titans.
I would too.
Saw some more people trying to get
who's on the hot board.
It's still Mike McCarthy, which disgusts me. I hate it.
That's recycle.
Yeah,
That's
I
recycled
hate
garbage.
that. I saw someone.
He
Throw
won a
Steve
Super Bowl
Sarkisian
in
out there. That's not
2010.
happening.
Wasn't it 2010 that they won Super Bowl?
That sounds right.
That's 15
that sounds
bleeping
right.
years ago.
Yeah, but hey, he put Aaron Rodgers through his quarterback school, and he taught him how to be a quarterback. Yeah, no, I'm not. I don't like that.
That must have happened in 2007. So like almost 20 years ago.
He did win back-to-back. He did win 12 games back-to-back years in Dallas. You know,
The NFC East is a terrible division. It is traditionally a terrible division. You get one good team and 3 stinkers, and they just rotate who plays what role. Which is the one good team? Phillies played the one good team over the last couple of years, and 3 stinkers right now: Giants, Commanders, and Cowboys.
The NFC Beast is kind of back. You know, I mean,
No.
the Commies and Cowboys are both pretty decent this year.
The Commanders are
Jackson
terrible.
Dart,
The Commanders are not good.
They didn't have Jaden Daniels last night or Monday night.
Bears beat them with Jaden Daniels, and the Bears are not good.
That was a weird game anyway.
Yeah, we got screwed. The officials tried to give it to the Commanders all over the place.
But yeah, no, don't hire Mike McCarthy, please. Don't make me watch that.
No.
Because it's just going to be another. We're just going to be back.
The
in
tape
same
is
spot
out
2
on
years
him.
from now. I don't know who I want them to hire. I think I would like Joe Brady.
Start doing your Joe Brady perimeter circles.
The more I think about it, the more
Ryan
I'm like,
Grubb?
why are we just hiring another coordinator? It's all going to be a disaster again. Just go get a guy that has been a head coach and just can stabilize things for a few seasons.
John Gruden?
Mate, sure. I don't know. They do.
Is Ryan Grubb going to be taking this offseason cycle?
I think you might get one more year with him.
I think so too.
I think he wants to coach Keelan Russell or Austin Mack really bad.
Oh, please. Hope that.
I think he wants to see them one. And I truly don't think that he really has a preference one way or the other. I think he just wants to coach one of them.
What do you make about every daggum handshake line? Every handshake line at the end of these games, you got some assistant holding their hand over their face, walking up to Keelan Russell, going,
you see, we're building over here.
You know, trying to get in his ear. And this past week, Kalen DeBoer said,
"Yeah, I hope that moving forward we have one, student assistant or something who is just assigned Keelan Russell duty, and you stay by his side the entirety of the game, and you walk him to and from the locker room so no one else can get to it."
Right, the handshake lines, it's speculation to say that these coaches are tampering.
But we know what they're doing.
Hey, man. We
you saw how close that was.
We need a quarterback next year.
Yeah.
We need a quarterback. Sellers is going to the draft.
Yeah.
Sellers,
come on. And look, I'm not going to sit here and act like there's probably not Alabama coaches doing that to other teams' players too. Like that probably is happening. But just like let's protect them. don't let anyone talk.
Put a strength and conditioning coach that says, "Hey man, when the handshake line starts, you just stand with Keel. You just follow him around.
Mm-hmm.
If he wants to shake hands with the other guys, great.
That's fine. You just
but
stand there right
as soon as an assistant coach comes up, you stand, bodyguard.
Yep. Yeah.
Because Coach DeBoer yanked him. He said,
And you can see the little death glare he gave that coach too, of like, gave him a little look. I think DeBoer's got it just a touch of that intimidation. Not even like him being a scary guy, but just a touch of that, like, I could tap into something that I don't think I have.
His emotional control, I think, is extremely high.
Yeah, I agree.
And which is something I love, because that's something I really dislike about Shane Beamer. I think his emotional control is very, very low. But I think Coach DeBoer knows, I'm the CEO here. I need to maintain calm. I need to keep the peace and keep the the level headedness in this program. But at sometimes it's, you jumped off sides again. When James Smith jumped off sides before the Deontay Lawson fumble, Coach DeBoer ripped his rear end on the sideline. I don't know if it came up on the TV copy, but they pulled him off, and he was, how could you? It's such a crucial moment, crucial time. Put your head on straight. We need to stop. And next play, obviously Deontay saves his bacon, but like, you went from 2nd and 8 to 2nd and 3 off a dumb mental mistake, and Coach DeBoer was right in his face. So, like, I do think he's got it. So, people talked about the players. The players have talked about Coach DeBoer. Oh, we've seen him be a fiery guy. We asked him about the Tennessee walkout when he smacked the stanchion of the goalpost and was getting all fired up. They're like, well, we see that all the time. We don't see it because I think Coach DeBoer is very emotionally controlled. It's like, hey, at practice, I'll get it in your face and tell you guys to gosh darn it, because he reportedly doesn't curse. But
That's what they say.
he's gosh darn it, you got to get your head in the game.
I feel like maybe there's some lip reading on the sideline that would tell us otherwise, but I don't know.
Maybe. Speaking of coaches, and let's start to wrap this bad boy up. You saw, or maybe you didn't see, that Nick Sheridan and Ryan Grubb were on a field trip this past week.
I desperately need to see about a 25, 30-minute YouTube video.
Please. I will watch it over and over again.
I mean, I'll watch it 100 times. I will give you 1 million views, John Gruden.
Please. He goes to those two coaches go to see Coach Gruden, and they bring him a little goodie box. He goes, "What's in this thing?" And they go, we actually don't even know. But they said it's pretty good. And he starts to open it up. 2 visors. It was two Alabama visors. I think it was the black hoodie.
The iconic black hoodie that you cannot buy anywhere. They've got them stashed there at the facility.
They got 200 just put away.
You think Kalen DeBoer's just got a closet of them? Or you think it's the same one every weekend?
Surely he's got 3 or 4.
I bet he's got 12.
Yeah, one for every game.
One for every game, and he retires one every week. that Florida State one he burned.
He said, he was wearing a polo.
That's right, he wasn't wearing it. Yeah,
it was the noise of the program. Yeah. The online coach got to dress better.
To him, yeah,
and he wore polo out there and wasn't himself.
That genuinely is a really good example, I think, of what we've talked about on the show before, where I think a lot of Alabama fans forget that, hey, this is still his first giant job. He's learning. He is actively learning how to navigate this situation. And that's a good example of it, of hey, he caved a little bit to listen to what people had to say, I think.
Coach didn't look good on the sidelines. We need him in a polo.
You know what? F that. I'm going to do my own thing and be Kalen DeBoer. And it's worked out for him.
Yeah. I'm with you there. But I just wish that they would do, I wish that they put a 10-minute video out on either the crispy package where he's talking about that, or he's talking about the 2-point play and just all the wrinkles that go into it. But what I really think is going on at that field trip is John Gruden is, hey man, why can't we run the ball? Why can't we run the ball? Let's look at all these running plays.
Yeah.
And I bet you they did a little self-scout because really, from a practical standpoint, yes, it's cool for the social medias.
Sure.
But I think that they went to Coach Gruden to
a lot of
hear
information to be gleaned.
Yes, to hear his thoughts on the offense. Hey, here's what your tendencies are, buddy. Here's what I see when I'm watching your offense. You may want to consider X or Y or Z. You may be doing too much of A or B or not enough of C. I think there's some serious self-scout going on right there. And of course, it looks good on social media to have all those guys, shaking hands and have that little introduction. Let's get to work, man. Let's get to work. I think there's some self-scout going on.
Yeah, I think it's just really good to bring in an outside opinion, one that is unbiased, like John Gruden in this case, where the man just spends 18 hours a day doing nothing but watching tape from various teams. That's all he cares about is just watching football and breaking it down. So you probably, maybe they feel that things were getting a little stale in just their own meeting rooms together. So it was let's just bring in one outside voice to give us a little perspective here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. All right, Mason, you got anything else for the rest of the day? Any other topics that are burning in your heart? It's okay if you don't.
I don't believe I do.
Just didn't want to cut you off.
No, I think I'm good.
All right, so what we're going to do for the rest of the day, we're about to get out of here, but on the Bama Central YouTube channel, you'll be able to see the Frank Wilson time on the SEC Coaches Teleconference. It starts at 10 a.m., so it'll be up about 10:12, 10:15. Then we'll have Coach DeBoer at 11:30. We've got ourselves a little game plan in our chats. I think most of us are going to ask Coach DeBoer a question. I'm going to try to ask him about the interior offensive line in the running game, because you've heard me the last show and a half just be flabbergasted at the results so far. So I think I'm going to ask him about the running game, specifically about the interior offensive line, guard to guard. So I'll ask him about that. We'll get an update on Isaiah Horton. We'll get an update on Gino Vandermark. We'll get an update on Lazier Brooks, because those three guys, Lazier and Vandermark, didn't play. Horton had played for about a half and sat on the sidelines in the second half. So we'll get an update on those guys' injuries on the teleconference. You'll be able to see that on the Bama Central homepage right there, Alabama Crimson Tide on SI. That'll be the next 2 days. Thursday, Mason, if you're bored, Thursday at noon, we're going to have players in the Malmore Athletic Facility for the first time this week. Katie's going to be out, but we'll have myself, Hunter, and Will. And if you're bored, you can come join us. If you're not, no big deal. But we'll have players on the Thursday on Thursday on the YouTube channel. We'll get their thoughts on the South Carolina game, on the coaching change, and on the what the LSU game means to them, what they've been doing on the bye week. Well, we've been grinding, just taking it one by one, recovering. So we'll get players on Thursday. We'll have a Friday edition of the show and really start to set you up. Monday's bleeping huge because Monday, I'm going to spend the rest of the day, Mason, trying to sing a song. And so we can put it out on Monday, because Monday the men and women play in Coleman Coliseum. If you don't have plans, look, I don't care who's playing on Monday Night Football. It doesn't matter. I'll just tell you just so I can make this sound decent. Monday Night Football this week is scroll all the way down. Cardinals Cowboys. Nobody you're interested in. Are there any Alabama players? Trayvon Diggs maybe, but I don't know anybody else really on the Cardinals and Cowboys that really stand out to me. Tyler Booker, Cowboys.
Yeah.
But you've got that. Skip it. Skip Monday Night Football. Get into Coleman Coliseum. You get a double feature. Women are going to play before. Men are going to play after. Double feature. The men's and women's basketball team starts on Monday. So, go ahead and start making your plans. Do the family thing this weekend. Get your honey-do list things going on. But Monday night, hey, baby, we're going to Coleman Coliseum. Hey, family, we're going to Coliseum. Get your boys. Hey, guys, we ain't watching Monday Night Football at Bar XYZ. Let's go to Coleman Coliseum. You can keep up with your fantasy football scores on your phone. They got Wi-Fi in Coleman Coliseum. Get ready for a double feature on Monday. So I'm probably going to spend the rest of the days trying to sing a song, doing these teleconferences, and watching Alabama's game against Furman, their scrimmage from Sunday that Theo told you about on Monday's episode, because I know it's on ESPN Plus, and I'm pretty sure it's still on YouTube. So there's a lot to get into for the rest of the week. It's a bye week, but there's a lot to get into. We've had a lot of fun with Zach Guffey of Strength Roofing and Siding. Make sure you call Zach at 205-858-9050 for all of your roofing and siding needs. He's going to come out there, rain or shine, check out your roof. Call Derek Daniel for all of your insurance needs, 205-758-3391. Home insurance, life insurance, auto insurance. Look, it's raining outside today. I hope you got good car insurance, because the drivers are always crazy in Tuscaloosa. They're probably crazy where you live as well. Call Derek for all of your insurance needs, 205-758-3391. Call us on the voicemail line, 205-462-7340, extension 800. Mason, I'll leave you with this. We had a lot of comments on our YouTube channel for players that they would add to this team. We got a Derrick Henry. We did get a Chance Warmack and Jonathan Allen. Maybe somebody watched the show and chimed in and agreed with us. That's 1980 Jeremiah T. We got Derek Thomas. Oh, my gosh. Everybody talking about Will Anderson. Yeah. Give me Derek Thomas, please. We got a Minka Fitzpatrick on one of the comments as well. The other, I cut the segment out and posted it standalone. We got a Reuben Foster from Mac K9P, and we got a Brian Branch from Don McDaniel. So appreciate those guys chiming in on the Bama Central YouTube channel. Got a lot of comments yesterday as well. Lots of DJ Flukers, lots of pick us your favorite line. Barrett Jones. Now, Barrett Jones is a good pick because Barrett can play either guard. Yeah. You're not going to replace Parker at center, but if you get tired of somebody at right tackle, Barrett can play right tackle. Barrett's a pretty good pick because played all over that offensive line while he was here at the Capstone. So lots of good picks for what player you might add to this 2025 roster. I appreciate everybody commenting on the show wherever you find the show, on the Bama Central YouTube channel, on Twitter at Joe Gaither6, on the Bama Central Facebook page, really everywhere you can find it on the podcast platforms, Apple Podcasts, Amazon, Spotify. Call us on the voicemail line, 205-462-7340, extension 800, and we will talk to you tomorrow right here on Bama Central, BamaCentral.com.
Thanks for joining us on today's edition of the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central. Keep up with Joe on all his social media pages at Joe Gaither6. Subscribe, rate, and review the show on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and be sure to read us daily at BamaCentral.com.